In Nassau County, Florida, a tragic event unfolded in 2018 that shook the small town to its core. Joleen Cummings, a beloved member of the community known for her devotion to her family, disappeared under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind a community gripped by shock and sorrow. Joleen was a devoted mother and an integral part of daily life in the town of Woolley. Despite facing the usual challenges of life, she was known for her resilience and determination. However, her life took a tragic turn when she vanished without a trace, and the news of her brutal murder sent shockwaves throughout the world. Born on May 13, 1984, Joleen Rebecca Cummings had been raised by her mother and stepfather, Johnson. Joleen Cummings grew up in Fernandina Beach, a tight-knit community in Nassau County, Florida, where everyone knew each other intimately. Known for her vibrant personality and positive energy, Joleen was a delight to be around. From a young age, she harbored dreams of owning her own beauty shop, which led her to pursue cosmetology studies in Jacksonville right after high school. Her aspirations were fueled by a desire to become a successful cosmetologist and fulfill her dream of opening her own salon. After graduating from cosmetology school, Joleen got married, and in 2008 she welcomed her first child, a daughter. However, her marriage eventually ended in divorce, prompting her to return to her family home in Fernandina Beach for support. It was there that she secured a job at a hair salon called Tangles and found joy in her work, building a loyal clientele and forming friendships. In 2013, Joleen married Jason Cummings, with whom she had a son. Despite their initial happiness, the couple's relationship deteriorated, leading to their separation in 2017. Determined to provide for her children, Joleen focused on her career, avoiding the dating scene until 2018. During this time, she began seeing someone privately, keeping his identity secret from her friends. Although her friends were happy to see her moving on from her past struggles, they respected her privacy and didn't pry into her personal life. May 12, 2018, started like any other day for Joleen as she worked diligently at the hair salon, eager to finish early in anticipation of her birthday the next day. Her birthday, which coincided with Mother's Day, was always a special occasion for her, and she typically took the day off to celebrate with her children. She had plans to meet her ex-husband, Jason, in Hilliard to pick up their kids for the celebration. However, when Joleen failed to show up at the agreed time and place, it raised concerns among her friends and family, signaling the beginning of a harrowing mystery surrounding her disappearance. Jason promptly informed Joleen's mother about her absence, fully aware that Joleen would never leave her children without a word. As hours passed without any sign of Joleen, Jason kept in touch with Joleen's mother, constantly checking for updates. Attempts to reach Joleen's phone proved futile, and the salon where Joleen worked was closed. Joleen's friend Maria, who worked there, wasn't scheduled to be in that day either. Worry mounted as it became evident that something grave had happened to Joleen. The last people to have seen her were her coworkers, Jennifer Seibert and Anne, at the salon. Despite their growing concern, they tried to maintain composure, clinging to the hope that Joleen would reappear. On May 14th, they took their concerns to the local police station, officially reporting her disappearance. Joleen's mother stressed to the police that Joleen's sudden vanishing act was uncharacteristic, particularly on the eve of her 34th birthday. Her unwavering commitment to her children made her disappearance all the more bewildering. Meanwhile, Joleen's coworkers and neighbors shared the same worries, as Joleen seldom ventured out and was always seen at home with her children. The Woolley community banded together in a collective effort to find Joleen, organizing search parties and blanketing the neighborhood with missing person posters. Despite their concerted efforts, Joleen remained elusive, leaving everyone grappling with feelings of helplessness and uncertainty about what steps to take next. The police wasted no time in launching their investigation, starting at the Tangles hair salon where Joleen was last seen. As they questioned the salon workers, they discovered that Joleen had been on shift with two other women, Jennifer Seibert and Anne, corroborating what Mariah had mentioned earlier. However, one of the coworkers stated that she left around 3 p.m., which was earlier than Joleen, who was said to have clocked out at 5 p.m. This narrowed the focus of the investigation to Jennifer Seibert. Jennifer, unlike most of the salon workers, had only recently joined Tangles, making her a relatively new hire. She claimed that she and Joleen were the only ones left in the salon on the day Joleen disappeared, and they closed up together at 5 p.m. before going their separate ways. This put Jennifer at the center of the police's inquiries, as they sought to uncover any potential clues or information that could shed light on Joleen's mysterious disappearance. However, Jennifer refused to cooperate with the police, declining to speak with them about Joleen's disappearance. She quickly shut down any attempts to communicate, citing concerns about her ex-boyfriend, whom she described as toxic and technologically adept. Jennifer feared that any involvement with the police could potentially expose her to her ex-boyfriend's scrutiny, putting her safety at risk. Despite the police's reassurances that they meant no harm and were solely interested in gathering information about Joleen's activities on the day she disappeared, Jennifer remained adamant. She explained that she and Joleen were not particularly close at work, and they rarely engaged in casual conversation. Thus, she claimed to have no knowledge of Joleen's plans after work that day. However, Jennifer assured the police that Joleen appeared normal and didn't exhibit any unusual behavior. Jennifer's reluctance to participate further in the investigation left the police frustrated, as her testimony provided little assistance in unraveling the mystery surrounding Joleen's disappearance. With her unwillingness to cooperate, the investigation faced a setback in its efforts to uncover the truth. The police decided not to press Jennifer further, and instead turned their attention to Joleen's home for potential clues about her disappearance. Upon arrival, they were confronted with a scene of utter chaos. Cabinets were smashed, doors hung askew, and shattered plates littered the floor, raising immediate concerns. Further inquiry revealed that the police had been called to Joleen's home multiple times for various domestic disputes. Each time they arrived, they encountered the same scene of disarray. With this information in hand, investigators concluded that the state of Joleen's home was not a contributing factor to her disappearance. This discovery led them to focus their efforts elsewhere in their search for Joleen and the truth behind her vanishing. The police, considering various angles, decided to question Joleen's ex-husband, Jason, about her disappearance. While it might seem startling that Jason was under suspicion, there was a reasonable basis for their inquiry. Despite being separated for nearly a year, Joleen and Jason had yet to finalize their divorce or agree on custody arrangements for their children. This ongoing dispute over custody, with Joleen retaining primary custody, was a frequent source of contention between them. Upon meeting with Jason at the sheriff's office, he openly discussed the custody issues he had with Joleen but emphasized that their disagreements never turned physical. He willingly allowed the police to examine his phones and other devices, and they thoroughly searched his car for any potential evidence. However, their efforts yielded no incriminating findings against Jason. During their conversation, Jason mentioned a person he suspected might have information relevant to Joleen's disappearance. This new lead prompted the police to broaden their investigation, exploring all possible avenues in their search for answers. Jason informed the police about Joleen's boyfriend, expressing concern that nobody had heard from him since her disappearance. Although he didn't know the man's name, Jason's friends who had seen Joleen with him described him as trouble. Jason requested that the police keep him updated if they found any information about this man. Taking Jason's tip seriously, the police intensified their efforts to locate Joleen's boyfriend, facing initial challenges due to limited information. After thorough investigation, the police identified the man as Jason G. Further inquiry revealed a disturbing history of domestic violence between Joleen and Jason G. Just days before Joleen vanished, the police responded to a noise disturbance call at her residence on May 9, 2018. They found the house in disarray, reminiscent of its state after Joleen's disappearance. Despite their visit, no signs of physical altercation were evident, and Joleen chose not to press charges against Jason G., prompting the police to leave without further action. The tumultuous relationship between Joleen and Jason G raised suspicions that it might have led to the disarray in her home prior to her disappearance. However, thorough questioning of Jason G was necessary. Despite their efforts to reach him, the police encountered difficulties establishing contact, facing numerous obstacles whenever they attempted to reach him for questioning. Every time the police attempted to call Jason G, he promptly disconnected the call upon hearing their introduction. This behavior raised suspicion, prompting the police to pay him a visit at his home. However, each time they went, Jason G was nowhere to be found, further deepening their suspicion. Meanwhile, Joleen's ex-husband, Jason, and her mother remained updated on the fruitless search for Joleen. Joleen's family, particularly her children, grew increasingly distressed with each passing day, desperately hoping for her safe return. When the police asked Jason G for his phone to verify his testimony, he initially claimed not to know its whereabouts. Eventually, he admitted to misplacing it and avoiding looking for it due to concerns about being caught for violating his probation. However, his alibi of being at his cousin's place at the time of Joleen's disappearance checked out, leading the police to eliminate him from the suspect list. With no viable suspects remaining, the police returned to the last place Joleen was seen, the hair salon. Upon arrival, they encountered the salon owner who attempted to introduce Jennifer Seibert, the worker who was the last person to see Joleen, to the investigators. However, Jennifer responded with an outburst, stating that she had already expressed her desire not to be involved in the investigation before abruptly quitting her job. While Jennifer's behavior seemed odd, the police were unsure how to proceed, considering it was not uncommon for individuals to opt out of involvement in investigations. Realizing that the Tangles hair salon had now become a crime scene, the police officers returned to conduct a thorough investigation. Fortunately, the salon had remained closed since Joleen's disappearance, and no cleaning had taken place. The investigators meticulously searched every inch of the salon for evidence. Utilizing luminol, a chemical used to detect traces of blood even after cleaning, they were stunned to discover extensive bloodstains throughout the salon. Blood was found on the floors, the mop, and the chairs, indicating a significant amount of violence had occurred there. Joleen's case swiftly transitioned from a missing person to a brutal homicide investigation due to the sheer volume of blood discovered. With this grim revelation, the police knew they had to locate Jennifer Seibert immediately. She had now become a prime suspect in Joleen's homicide case, and apprehending her became a top priority for the investigators. As the investigators forwarded evidence from the salon to the forensics department, they issued a "Be on the lookout" directive for Jennifer and her black KBIA SUV. Using tracking methods, they located Jennifer's phone in St. Johns County, an hour away from Fernandina Beach. On May 16th, a sighting of a similar black KBI at a rest stop in St. Johns County was reported. Suspecting Jennifer's attempt to flee Nassau County, a team of officers rushed to St. John's. Upon arrival, they found Jennifer asleep inside the black KBI and arrested her for grand theft of Joleen's car, transporting her to the police station. Jennifer claimed a bicycle accident caused the cut on her face, but its severity cast doubt on her story. Authorities interrogated her about Joleen's whereabouts, but she professed ignorance. Further investigation uncovered hair scissors in Jennifer's home and car, stained with a suspicious black substance. Forensic analysis confirmed the substance as Joleen's blood. Receipts from a local Walmart showed Jennifer purchased a carving knife, ammonia, trash bags, and gloves around 9 p.m. on May 12, the day she claimed to have closed the salon with Joleen. These incriminating discoveries deepened suspicions of Jennifer's involvement in Joleen's disappearance and murder. Subsequently, the police uncovered a dumpster at the rear of the hair salon, equipped with a functional CCTV camera. After scrutinizing the footage, they observed Jennifer carrying sizable trash bags to the dumpster behind Tangles around 10:53 p.m. However, their attempts to search the dumpster were thwarted as the video revealed a garbage truck arriving the subsequent day, on the 13th, to clear its contents. Despite tracking the garbage truck and meticulously combing through its dumpster, the police found no trace of Joleen. Their efforts to coax a confession from Jennifer proved futile as she steadfastly maintained her innocence. With no body and no discernible motive, the investigation hit a standstill. Nonetheless, as the police delved deeper into the relationship between Jennifer and Joleen, insights began to emerge. The salon workers revealed that initially, Jennifer and Joleen had a good relationship until Juleen's rising success and popularity as the most sought-after stylist in the salon stirred jealousy in Jennifer. Joleen had often expressed her suspicion that Jennifer was hiding something, even mentioning it to their boss, but she couldn't pinpoint what it was. On the day of Joleen's disappearance, witnesses claimed that Joleen and Jennifer had a heated argument, during which Joleen confronted Jennifer about her suspicions, asserting that she would eventually uncover the truth. This jealousy provided a motive for Jennifer's potential involvement in Joleen's disappearance. However, the police were still puzzled about what Jennifer might be concealing. Their confusion persisted until they received a surprising message from Jennifer on May 16, exactly 48 hours after she had been taken into police custody. Jennifer requested to speak with the investigators, claiming she was ready to confess. What she revealed left the investigators stunned. Jennifer confessed that her real name was Kimberly Lee Kessler, not Jennifer Seibert, and that she was actually 50 years old. She shockingly disclosed that she had been evading the FBI for over 25 years. Further revelations from Kimberly Kessler, formerly known as Jennifer Seibert, startled the investigators. She revealed that she was born in 1968 and grew up in Butler, Pennsylvania. After high school, she left home and assumed various aliases, influenced by her association with a man in Arizona involved in bank robberies. It was uncovered that Kimberly had taken on 18 different identities over the years to evade law enforcement after sheltering a criminal. Upon cross-referencing this information with authorities in Pennsylvania, it was confirmed that Kimberly had been reported missing by her mother in 2004 when she was 35 years old. Intriguingly, investigators discovered that Kimberly likely appropriated the identity of Jennifer Seibert from a real person who died in a car accident in 1987 at the age of 13. The police, astonished by these disclosures, conducted another search of Kimberly's car, revealing numerous fake documents and identification cards for 18 different aliases. These documents indicated that Kimberly had resided in 33 cities across 14 states since 1996. Despite their efforts, Joleen remained missing, leading the police to officially declare her murdered and disposed of by Kimberly. However, the absence of a body presented a significant obstacle in charging Kimberly with first-degree homicide. Nevertheless, the investigators remained steadfast in their pursuit of justice for Joleen. They presented all the evidence, including Kimberly's testimony, in court. On September 7, 2018, a Nassau County grand jury indicted Kimberly Kessler on first-degree murder charges. While in custody, Kimberly resorted to various questionable behaviors in an attempt to be declared unfit to stand trial. She stripped naked and threw feces at the prison guards, resulting in charges of 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer. Additionally, she embarked on a hunger strike and became so weakened that she had to be confined to a wheelchair. Initially, the judge was unconvinced by her tactics, but her behavior continued to deteriorate. Subsequently, she underwent a psychiatric evaluation, which initially indicated a diagnosis of delusional disorder, a condition characterized by unrealistic behaviors. However, the medical examiner noted that exceptional acting ability could mimic symptoms of delusional disorder. As a result, the judge ordered a second evaluation by a different doctor, which revealed a diagnosis of personality disorder. Based on this assessment, the judge deemed Kimberly fit to stand trial, scheduling her trial date for December 2021. During the trial, the prosecution argued that Kimberly Kessler was a fugitive who felt threatened by her coworker, Joleen Cummings, after Joleen hinted at uncovering a secret on May 12, 2018. This led to an altercation between Kimberly and Joleen, resulting in Kimberly stabbing Joleen with hair scissors. Subsequently, Kimberly dismembered Joleen's body with a carving knife and disposed of the remains on December 8, 2021. Following presentations from both the prosecution and the defense, wherein the defense attempted to plead insanity on Kimberly's behalf, the presiding judge found her guilty of first-degree murder and grand theft auto. She was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Despite ongoing efforts by the police, Joleen's body has yet to be found, leaving her family and friends to grapple with the enduring grief of her loss 5 years after her disappearance.